Today I'm going to show you how to set up your dies when they come in from Bruce for your 17 Stinger. You're going to get 3 of them, 4 of them actually, but you'll need 3 of them to form the cases. The first one is the goose die, and this will bump the shoulder down. Next is the 20 Viper die. This reduces the neck, and I also use this to bump the shoulder down a little bit more. And the 17 Stinger die. Now I've gone ahead and removed the depriming rod and pin because this is the way I choose to form my cases. The other 2 things you're going to need is the Hornady headspace compensator kit with the A330 gauge. Now if you have a tool to measure your case overall length, it's the same tool, you just need to get the A330 and that will work there. And a trimmed case, and this is already trimmed down to 1.720 inches, and I don't have a standard 223 case, but I've gone ahead and basically removed 0.70 inches off of the case. Let's go ahead and drop in the goose die. And like I said, when you get this, it's going to be really low into the ring, so I've gone ahead and sheeted and bumped this down. And what I like to do is grab your case, throw it into the 223 shell, and go ahead and run it all the way up. Pull this a little bit closer to me here. And what you're looking for is tension. I may have to drop the phone a second, hold on. This is really hard to do with one hand, but I went ahead and sheeted and put it back where the marked location is. But you're going to run this until it bumps into the case right there. And then all you're going to do is pull your ram up, give it a twist, and then keep bumping the shoulder until you get the length that you want. And what you're looking for is to bump it at 1.720, and I know it's going to take a while, so let me go ahead and give this a few turns here. Hard to do with one hand, and you'll actually see it start to push that neck down. Let me go ahead and try to get a measurement on here. And I do highly advise once you get your range set, go ahead and mark your die so you can return to that 1.425. I gave you the wrong number earlier, but mark that, and I like to use that as my indicator here. All right, let's go to let me go ahead and run these, and then I'll switch over to the 20 Viper die. Let me go ahead and run all 40 of these real quick. I guess I should show you a standard case to one that has been goose down. Something interesting that I just learned, these are virgin cases that have been annealed prior to forming, and my once fired cases that were not annealed were dropping to 1.690, and these are measuring 1.700. Let me see if I can do this really quick. Hold on a second. Let's go ahead and remove the goose die and put in the Viper die. So one thing about these dies that Bruce sends you, they are extremely tight tolerances. So if there is any debris or dirt inside of the die or on the case, it will deform them. And just like the goose die, the ring is going to be really low, but I've gone ahead and sheeted, and I think I'm going to have to spin this on there. So just like last time, get this on here and drop in a case. Sorry, I'm doing this all backwards handed. And you're looking for tension. Hold on, let me switch hands. So the measurement that you're looking for is a 1.420. You're basically bumping it down from a 1.425 to a 1.420, and then you're reducing the inside diameter from a 1.97 to a 1.93 to a 1.95, which does make a big difference when you get to the Viper die. And yes, you do see a little bit of a bell there, but that's why you fire form these cases. See that little dent? You don't need to worry about that. It'll blow. That'll blow out when you fire form it. Here's the difference between a goose die and the Viper die. As you can tell, that the case is pushed down lower at 0.005 inches, and you can definitely see the bulge that is in there. And you're probably not going to be able to see the neck diameter difference. It's so minute. And just like you did with the goose die, take a marker and mark your Viper die so you know to return it for your next time you're forming cases. Another thing is when you start to bump that shoulder down, what I was doing is I was using these notches as a indicator on how far to adjust, because it will adjust that shoulder down real quickly right when you get into the zone. So I would measure it when I was in the notch, and then I'd measure it when it's in the valley, and then in the notch, in the valley. I was measuring every time until I got to that 1.420 inches that's needed right there. Let's go ahead and swap this out to the pain in the neck die, the 17 Stinger. And just like with the other two dies, the 17 Stinger, is this another one here? Yeah, this band will be really low. And just like you've been doing, grab you a case, stick it in the shell, and run your ram down to get a feel right there. Okay, and all you're gonna do is what you're looking for is for that bell or the very top of that neck to start pushing in. And so like I did last time, I would do a half turn, full turn, half turn. My process here is to slowly turn the 17 Stinger die and then run the ram, not all the way down, but just enough to start pinching that neck in. And if you look real closely, and I'll pause this, you could actually see the diameter of that neck turning from a 0.20 to a 0.17. And I would not quickly advance it, but continue to slowly turn that neck in until you get it at the overall measurement of 1.420 inches that you need for this caliber. One last thing I forgot to mention, make sure you trim your case down to 1.690 at minimal before running them through the Stinger die, or it will push that neck into the case, which you could probably fire form out, but go ahead and just trim it to 1.690. And just like the other two dies, get you a marker and indicate where you are to land there so that you can get that set for the next time that you do this. I made this look real easy, but it is absolutely essential that you take your time in setting up these dies so that you don't make the mistake that I did and blow through 60 cases before you finally learn how to get this absolutely right. Stay tuned for my next video, and I'll show you how to get all of these ready to fire form into the field.